I'm going to throw it in the mix. I'm going to stir a bit of controversy. I think the nut/banana allergy I think it's worth testing. Look, I'm not going to lie. When was the last time we really tested if it was going to kill you or not? Because you are a strong guy.
I don't know.
But I'm loving it.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do the
McDonald's? I don't think so.
They are not our sponsor.
Welcome.
Will, hit us with the intro.
Welcome to episode 4 of Freedom Fridays. I am the primary host. I have my co-hosts Austin and Josh. My name is Will. I have 2 assistants with me on set today. So guys, how are you feeling?
Feeling very good. Love
feeling
the
good,
intro,
Will.
bro. Great
That's
energy.
enough out of you. So I'll tell you about my morning. No,
Good to have you back, everyone. Good to be back for another episode.
It's Dwight, the assistant to the assistant manager.
Assistant to the regional manager. That's what I feel like sometimes in this setup. Whoever's in that chair has the power.
Absolute dominance.
Yeah. Look at him. He's over there. He's like locked
That's the daddy chair.
Yeah, it is. Good to be back. Episode 4, season 2. This season is flying by real quick. Hopefully everyone listening in has been enjoying it. We've got Will, we've got Josh, and we've got Austin. We are the 3 co-founders of Freedom Club, the highest rated ecom education platform in Australia, soon to be the world. And we just hop on this show on Freedom Fridays to talk about ecom, about life, about travel, funny stories, embarrassing moments, for you to just get to know us a little bit better. Beyond our annoying ads that you probably see on social media. So
we're real guys.
We're real guys. I swear. Well, what I'm going to say is, what is an irrational hate that you can't explain why you have it?
Hate, strong word, man. You really embarrassment, hate. I was embarrassment last week.
An irrational hate.
Or irrational fear. Let's do that as well. If you don't like the word hate, something irrational. You're like, I don't like it.
Okay. So something, okay.
I can hit it straight away. I was on a trip recently and was doing like water activities. And I was getting pulled behind the boat on a thing called the sub wing. So have you ever been on a sub wing? I feel like you would have.
It's a very niche hate.
No. I don't hate the sub wing. Let me cook. So I'm holding onto the sub wing. And Will, have you seen one before? It's like, it twists. It's got these 2 flaps essentially that are connected with a pivot. Yeah. And so you can like steer it. And so you get towed behind the boat. Boat's pulling you along.
And you're just steering while the force of the boat's pulling you?
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. So I'm just coasting along. And then there's like, okay, time to drop. And you go under the water. You hold your breath, you dip it, and it takes you under the water as the boat's pulling you.
Dude, that's really cool.
Wasn't on a reef though. It was like open water. And this is the first time in my life where I've felt it, where I'm looking around and it's all just blue. And it's not like, oh, nice reef blue, where it's light and it's sunny. It's like a bit darker. And I'm like, there is nothing here. And then for some reason in my mind, I zoomed out and thought of myself just sitting in the ocean, just me as a little thing and not knowing what's under there. So I guess that's an irrational fear because I'm being pulled by, well, it also didn't add to it that my girlfriend said before, what do you do when you're trying to attract the big fish? You like put meat in and you tow it slowly so that they see it and think it's a fish.
Yeah.
So I was the bait.
Wow, she's getting a mention.
I was the bait.
She's getting a mention every episode.
Funny, right? Oh yeah, she's a fan favorite.
Okay.
But yeah, that was my irrational fear because look, nothing's probably going to happen.
That's pretty terrifying.
But yeah, I just saw blue. I just saw blue.
Yeah.
And it was eerie down there. A drop and I just look up and it felt like Finding Nemo when they look up and they see the prop of the boat and it's just there and I'm like, huh. Yeah. And then straight up and wee.
That is scary. Just quickly, it reminds me of when you're snorkeling and as soon as the reef ends and it's like just a drop off and goes dark. Like, it's pretty terrifying.
Irrational hate or fear.
Do you have one?
Struggling. I don't hate a lot of things.
Irrational means like, okay. But see, that's rational.
Is it though? Because the chances are you be safe. Chances are nothing's probably going to eat you. And chances are in that part of the water, there's no like terrifying great whites.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay.
No, they're just reef sharks. Reef sharks are nice.
Irrational. God, I'm never irrational.
Bananas.
Fear, irrational fear. Like I've got fears, but I feel like they're pretty rational. Like
hit us with a fear. What are you afraid of, Will?
I mean, nuts aren't the most comforting idea. Like when I'm eating food at a restaurant and if I think there's nuts in it, like
that's rational.
Yeah, that's
like
right.
You die.
Yeah.
Like I have a the fear of spiders. That's a hate and a fear.
Okay.
Hate the little things.
Double jeopardy.
But yeah, see, that could...
But it's rational, I think.
Well, for the most part, then I know we come from Australia, so typically animals are not necessarily the nicest ones there. Like we get the worst version of them. The sharks that actually will eat you, the spiders that will actually kill you. Like it's not just maybe the daddy longlegs. He's chill.
Like, would you say a hate for mosquitoes is rational?
A hate for flies during summer is probably a bit... Oh, that's rational, actually. You swat them away, they just keep going in your face, and you're like, get out of here.
Yeah.
You didn't get that? You start boxing the flies.
It's so funny.
They're flying in the pizza shapes, and you're like, get out of the pizza shapes. And then they're on the...
Oh, okay. I have a bit of a hate for when people have to... I guess this is probably irrational, but it happened to me this morning. When people are just so adamant to follow like a protocol. Like I wanted to go out to the pool area and it was 30 minutes before 9 and there was no lifeguard. Like the lifeguard's going to save me anyway. And I was like, I'm not swimming. I just want to go out there so I can get some fresh air. They wouldn't open the door. And I was like, come on, bro. They said, you have to speak to management. I spoke to management.
You bet your sweet ass.
And I said, look, man, I just want to go out there. It's 30 minutes earlier. And then he goes, no, sorry, you got to call 1-800-NIKHEAL. And I was like, you're joking me. You want me to call the developer and ask if I can go? I'm like, I am a human, bro. Like, I just want to go outside. I'm not going to swim and don't need a lifeguard. Wouldn't let me out.
Yeah, it's a good one. Stuff like that frustrates me as well, actually,
like,
bro.
Come on, bro. Like,
it's also Dubai, though. They have rules.
And
they're like, that's why one of the places they would not, even if it's a silly rule, maybe.
Because they're kind of just doing their job, but it just frustrates me.
Just wants
I don't like to be governed. I don't like rules. I think that's why I like Bali so much.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, some people are just so afraid to do anything other than the rule book.
Guys, I can't, you know what? Can you help me here? Can you guys think of something irrational that I do or a fear or something I don't like? Because it's similar to you, Josh. I do get a little bit frustrated when like something's so obvious, but someone's so stuck on sticking to the rule. I'm like, just think for yourself, bro. You know?
Yeah.
But I get that people, have a job and don't want to lose their job and stuff like that. But is there anything you guys can think of in regards to me? Because I'm blank right now.
Irrational fear of yours? No. Will has zero fears. Will's afraid of nothing.
He is fearless. Fear is fear, Will.
There's got to be something that I do that's like, there's got to be something I do that's like or something that frustrates me maybe.
I'm going to throw it in the mix. I'm going to stir a bit of controversy. I think the nut/banana allergy I think it's worth testing. Look, I'm not going to lie. When was the last time we really tested if it was going to kill you or not? Because you are a strong guy, all right? And I refuse to believe that a little nut is going to destroy you. I feel like you've advanced past that. You've developed strongerness in you. And
I love how you see me, bro. I'm like, am I wearing like a cape right now?
Wow.
Like
so he's calling it an irrational fear.
Okay, you know what though? There is there is an element of being irrational with it because I think that being like fearful to eat food in general is pretty irrational, right? If I know there's no nuts, then I shouldn't think that a reaction is even possible, you know? So maybe I overthink that, wow, like maybe to me it's always a possibility that there's going to be nuts. But if I was rational, I've eaten tens of thousands of meals, probably haven't had a nut reaction in that long. So for me to assume that the next meal is going to be a nut reaction is actually pretty irrational. So yeah, I can, plus nut's not good. That's not how I'm going to die. A nut is not how I'm going to die.
Yeah.
They're not when he has 4 EpiPens on hand at any moment. Bam, bam, bam. He's ready.
Yeah.
Locked in.
Thanks for your help, man.
Awesome. I got you, bro. I just don't see that the way it's going to go. You know, I see it being jumping out of a volcano into the mouth of a shark and then dynamite exploding. And it's just this action movie.
I think like most people's fears are kind of irrational though, because they're just afraid of something that might, something that could happen. I had an experience recently. A friend of mine was afraid that he might have a panic attack the next day. And it was almost giving him a panic attack. And it was like, well, bro, just like see what happens. Like if you have it, deal with it on the spot.
Well, Joshy, fear in general doesn't actually change anything. So fear in itself is irrational.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you got to be careful in some instances, but fear is like, it's just in your mind.
Well, you talked about this in episode 2, maybe of this season, where you said when something happens, something just happens. It isn't inherently say like, making you sad, making you happy. You have the decision. You could decide on how it makes you. And of course, there are some things that make you naturally more sad versus happy, but there's almost a point of deciding. Say that first product, if we go ecom, because it's easier to relate it in here, first product fails. You have the decision to be like, oh, this is terrible. I suck at this. I need to throw in the towel. This wasn't meant for me. Clearly, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Or you could decide, and it's tougher really, to decide the alternative and be like, oh, that is tough, but it was meant to happen. I was meant to face this failure. I'm meant to keep going. And this was just the first of many, and I'll keep going until I win. And so it's a decision you make. It's tough to have that level of awareness to even make that decision.
Yeah.
Because most of us, we're in a very reactive, things happen and we're like, oh, I feel this way. And now I'm going to act because of that.
Bigger shift, yeah.
Yeah, even with fear, just even breaking it down, or even the fear of starting again, launching your second product, trying online business, whatever it is. You feel like you want to do it, but you have this fear that, people are going to pay me out, or my family's not going to believe in me, or my friends are going to say this.
So Will Smith talks about this, and the best things in life are always just on the other side of fear. And the closer you get to it, the scarier it gets. So it's always that just up into that moment you jump, the fear is going to be at its highest. And it's the same thing with everything. And what you just talked about, that decision making, being able to say like, oh gosh, like, this isn't for me, or no, I'm going to try again. This happened for a reason. That is the key to success. And that is the shift in mindset, which makes you an entrepreneur, I think.
I agree. And another thing as well that helps me is if you actually apply, fear, I guess it's an emotion. If you apply logic to fear, it also really helps getting rid of it. Because sometimes fear, all logic goes out the window. And if you just actually break it down, what you're scared of, why you're scared of it, by being scared of it, does it change anything? For just thinking about it sometimes, it can just leave your mind.
Yeah.
There you go. Facing fear. Saying, you know what? It's okay. I can feel afraid, but that doesn't mean I have to change what I'm about to do because of that. Unless it's genuine.
And logic extinguishes fear.
Logic extinguishes fear.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes it's hard. It's easier said than done to be super logical all the time and just say, oh, you know what? Logically, this doesn't make sense. So I'm just going to not be afraid. Like, I guess it's hard to change that kind of programming.
That's true.
Robot.
Well, now we're going to talk about comments. Okay. On the car ride here, we're actually looking at some pretty crazy ones.
Oh, now I can look.
They were creative as well.
Do
you remember any of the creative ones?
I'm trying to think of how.
I'm just looking on Instagram.
But I'm trying to think of how.
323 comments.
So we obviously always get the pyramid scheme and we always get the ditty, but props to you, whoever this guy was. He combined the two and called me a Pyramidditty.
God, he's creative.
I just thought that was great.
The Pyramidditty. Nice try, Pyramidditty. That's just great. It's got a nice ring to it.
Yeah. We should bring that guy out for an episode. I'm sure
Freedom Fridays with someone.
Oh my gosh. Imagine if we brought out the nasty commenters.
Oh, I'm sure they'd have a ball. It'd be fun.
And we just put them here and beat the shit out of them. I'm joking. But we'd like to talk to you. See who knows.
No one's going to say yes to it now. They just got scared. Well, what have you found over there?
I mean, nice try, Bolo. I'm looking at my comments now. I have my phone, obviously.
Bolo? I don't know.
Bolo?
Are you going in
there? Well, someone said, but after 30 days, no hidden fees, right, Austin?
Shut up.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
No. Sorry, dude. Go ahead.
Will's just reading his hate comments over there, and I've got the most tame stuff ever. Well, mine, said, but after 30 days, no hidden fees, right? So he's referring to the free challenge. And I think we kind of made a little bit of a mistake in labeling it as a free 30-day challenge because people think they only have access for 30 days. And that's not true. It's free lifetime. So when you join the challenge, you've got access to the challenge material for So you messed me up. What are you touching this for?
Oh, I was just shaking with your chair.
You've got access for life. So it's not like it goes away after 30 days. You have to put in your credit card info and you have to pay after the 30 days. If it takes you 40, if it takes you 60, it takes you 90, that's okay. It takes longer for some people and that's all right. But you got free lifetime. So there's no subscription for this. It's free and it's free forever.
The 30 days is just give you a bit of a kick up the butt. It's like, hey, you can do this in 30 days. So like, get a move on. Don't join it and let it sit there for 2 weeks. Like, get it done. So that urgency is something that you put on yourself, but there's no hidden fees at the end. Unless, of course, you want extra coaching at the end because you're getting success. We will charge for that.
Guys, I did miss all that. I'm not being very present right now.
What do you got over there?
I mean, there's a lot of Diddy. I got, arrogant Diddy. Because the
Arrogant, it's different, doesn't it? Because you got it so many times in that other ad.
Yeah.
Brutal.
I've got, tell me when you build a relationship with God, then I'll be impressed. Very personal.
You know, I actually had someone having a full go at me about that. Did you see the reel I did? It was like a day in the life.
Yeah, but I didn't see the comment.
Someone was just going on and on about like, you know, what a loser, doesn't spend any time with God, you know, all of this. And my sister was actually in there defending me. And she referenced a scripture which said something about not to cast the judgment or something. And it must have stung them because they deleted all their comments, the whole thread.
Well, that's a good point, bro, because like just in the essence of this comment and those comments, you're not actually being godly by talking about someone else's faith.
Yeah.
You know, like that's not very Jesus-like.
That's right.
So, I mean, I've got in my bio on Instagram, saved by Jesus, okay? Anne Washington. No, but I just said her name.
Anne got roasted.
We're not allowed to do that.
She's commenting on a public space.
And also, Anne, I think that's actually really beautiful that, you know, you think that me building a relationship with God is important because I completely agree. So I actually appreciate your comment. Yeah. I think that is the most important thing in life, is to have a relationship with Jesus Christ. I'm just saying, shout out. Okay.
Amen.
We love you, Jesus.
We do love you, Jesus.
And before we move on to the next section, I noticed that
Phones away.
Whenever good comments are left on some of my ads, maybe on some of your guys as well, like a student will hop in and say, it's like all these comments of people being negative. And if you look at any of their names and then check the platform, they've never joined it. So you can basically dismiss it or it's just them passing judgment.
Yeah.
But then you look at other ones and it's people who have joined and they're saying like, I know all the comments are bad here, but I've done it and I really like it. And they say something positive. And then everybody gangs up on them and they start like hitting them in the replies to their comments saying, oh, so you're rich now? Oh, so like they've paid you to do this? Oh, so you're a bot? And it's like, chill, please. Chill out. Wow. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. I think that's a phrase that keeps coming up in my head recently. When I read comments and when people are angry at me or frustrated in their comments, I'm thinking, brother, sister, it's not that deep.
Yeah.
It's not that serious to me. I'm just here making an ad because it's the easiest way or the best way we've found to share the message with people. If the best way was to go and hand out flyers on the corner of the street, then I would be out there handing out flyers. But that, unfortunately, is just not the best way. And that's good because it's hot in Dubai. But the best way is to run ads. And so people get frustrated with that. And I try and have empathy and understanding and not be judgmental of those things because it is what it is. And I think we've got thick skin now than compared to 2 years ago, even more so.
For sure.
Yeah. But I find it's interesting that people then share their honest experience and then they're like ridicule.
Can I just ask, have either of you been so frustrated with something that you've seen on the internet that you felt the need to comment on it? I don't think I ever have.
No, not commenting.
Like I just never think of anything like I'm not that involved with any. It's like, okay, this is just stuff on a feed.
Yeah, well, you're probably a bit like more fulfilled with your life, bro. You've got less time to do like that. I mean, people. First of all, I honestly think a lot of these people are just straight up joking, you know, just taking the piss.
Yeah, it's like a bit of a troll thing, right?
Yeah. But then there are people who are genuinely emotional about what they're saying to us and get emotionally involved. It's like, surely you've got something else to like focus your energy on. So so you've just got better things to focus your energy on, bro. That's probably why you wouldn't think about leaving a comment on, or especially a negative comment. Maybe if it's something supporting, that's fine. But
yeah.
Well, we're going to wrap up this episode with sauce. We did ecom sauce last week. I want some different sauce this week. Unless something ecom comes to mind, you know, something new strategy you've been testing. I'll start us off.
We did a lifestyle last week.
I'll go ecom and you can do something different if you want, whatever you feel comes to mind for this week. But the big one is that I used to try and like restrict the targeting whenever I was launching new campaigns. Now, this is a bit tactical, but it'll make sense. Meta and Facebook and Instagram is an incredibly smart machine and it has so many data points on everybody that uses the platforms. And when I used to start ad campaigns, I would restrict it too much. I would say, I want you to test this, this, and this because I know that if you do it this way, chances are it will work better. Now, what Meta has done and what they continue to do is get better at just giving you results if your ad and products are good. And so you need to give it more autonomy. Essentially, you need to trust Meta more. It's a smart machine. It knows more than I know. It knows more than anyone else about who is going to buy or likely buy these products. And so now my creative testing strategy and testing all these new ads is more so, I want you to send it to people in this country. Here's the ads, and that's it. No, I want you to target dog owners. No, I want you to target people that are in this age bracket or, this gender. It's like, let Facebook decide. Because your ad is the targeting. Your ad is the thing that Facebook uses to determine who should see it. So ecom source for the week is don't do interest-based targeting, don't do retargeting, and don't do complex setups in your ad account. Keep it broad, keep it simple. Generally use Advantage Plus campaigns where you set the budget at campaign level and test new creative in new ad sets and let Facebook decide where to spend the money instead of trying to push it to do what you want it to do.
Mm-hmm. I have something which is not necessarily what's taught in the program. However, it's something that can be utilized. But looking at products through the lens of, is this something that good content can be made around? Does it have a bit of a story or a narrative to it? Because the way everything is moving now, it's like everyone's so used to just consuming content. So the ads need to be almost as engaging as, say, a viral piece of content, because regardless of what it is, it needs to have a good hook. Otherwise, people will just scroll past it. So I've been sort of looking at products recently because the business that I'm involved in is doing a lot of organic marketing. So I'm kind of looking at the products as like, well, could someone create a story around this product to make content for it and to post it organically? So it is definitely something that can be utilized on a customer first brand. However, we obviously teach you to do meta ads, which is Facebook and Instagram. But if you can do Instagram or organic content, it's something to consider for sure. For sure.
Interesting strat.
Yeah.
Make ads as if they needed to be good organic content.
Absolutely. I think because everyone's seeing it, everyone's so dialed in with that almost like TikTok mind. You have to grab their attention, otherwise they're just gone. And you'll start to see like the better hook you have, you'll notice it in the thumb stop straight away. People were consuming the first 3 seconds of your ad. And just like we were talking about with your goal setting, if your goal is just do the first 5 minutes of something, you'll continue watching it. So once you get someone in that initial 3 or 4 seconds, they probably just watch it for the sake of it because they are curious to find out what is going to happen or how it's going to play out.
I like
good or bad.
I like it. Wrap us up, Will. What's your source for the week?
Yeah, look, not that deep. It's just something that I came across the last few weeks is so advertising on Meta and TikTok can obviously it's very different. And well, I mean, normally what you should do is you can have specific Meta ads or specific Meta creative and then specific TikTok creative. And a lot of people think that Meta creative doesn't work when it's just like copy paste into TikTok. And recently, I created new creatives that was TikTok style and then also tested against copy and paste from Meta. And I actually was surprised when the copy paste from Meta into TikTok was actually working a lot better. I'm not saying that's source rule of thumb, but my source would be open to breaking the mold because every business, every product is different. So don't be afraid to just try different things and just see what happens. Testing. That would be my little bit of source.
Test.
Test.
I like it. That's the way to wrap up. Hope you've enjoyed it, everyone. Another episode, Freedom Fridays in the books.
The Club of Freedom.
The Club of Freedom, the Freedom Club.
Austin, Josh, and Will, and Austin and Josh. We'll see you.
And thank you, everybody. Wrapping up.
Freedom the Club.
We'll see you later.